Good evening. Today is Tuesday, January 14th at 7:30. I would like to call to order the school committee meeting. I am all over the map today. I did not rehearse this. I was away for the weekend if you didn't notice. So call the school committee for Tuesday, January 14th to order. I'd like to remind everyone that we are being recorded and live streamed by WMCT-TV, and we have a member who is remote, so we will be doing roll call votes. Having said all that, let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, thank you. Hopefully the rest of the meeting will be a little bit smoother. All righty. Moving on down to the superintendent's report. Superintendent Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor Christian. I wanted to start today's update by just publicly stating that although in November the Massachusetts voters voted to eliminate MCAS as a graduation requirement, later this month my superintendent blog update to all the parents will be focused on the MCAS in the Marlborough Public Schools because the requirement for MCAS still continues. Students will continue to be required to participate in MCAS testing in grades 3 through 10. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education sent an advisory to all districts in December that noted participation in MCAS is required by federal and state law, and the ballot question did not change this requirement. DESE's accountability system will continue to use assessment participation rates and the resulting achievement and growth data in its annual determinations made through the school district and school accountability system. I also want to note that for students' benefit, MCAS scores will continue to qualify our high school students for the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship Program, the Koplik Certificate of Mastery, and the State Sale of Biliteracy. So we just want to make sure that everyone understands that we will continue to be MCAS test and have the assessment, and we're getting ready because, once again, it's a new platform, but that will be happening this spring. I also want to take this opportunity to update the committee and the public on the Marlborough Public Schools Pre-K to 12 roadmap for the 24-25 school year. Throughout the school year, I have shared the professional development the building principals are leading their staff through as they focus on the goal to increase achievement for all. I've updated stop 1 and 2 in the past, and stop 3 was a reflection stop where, and feedback, where staff could give feedback on the first 2 stops. Once we started stop 4 on December 11th during the early release day, and at that time, all staff focused on the learning pit. The learning pit, which I emailed all of you graphics so you could see the learning pit as it goes, which is a graphic created by James Nottingham. The learning pit focuses on the value of productive struggle. The end of the pit is higher than the beginning because the student has more knowledge after their struggle. Staff have also worked in groups and struggled on tasks during these sessions. One example of it was that some of the staff participated in an escape room type activity where they had to solve puzzles to move on to the next step. They were fun, but they had to struggle. Stop number 3 has continued through this month with professional development focused on planning lessons that move from passive, the teacher doing the work, to active, the students doing a majority of the work. I attached an activity that staff worked on in groups during their January staff meeting to my report. I've also attached to the packet a report on donations, gifts, and grants to the school department through January 14th, 2025. I'm grateful to the many individuals and companies that support the Marlborough Public Schools. Thank you all. There was a lot of attachments to this report. Assabet Valley Collaborative has to submit 4 separate reports to the school committee throughout the year. I attached the Assabet Valley Collaborative FY24 financial audit and their FY24 annual report. That should be report 2 and 3 of the year. And I have also submitted a draft of an updated Marlborough Public Schools communication coordinator, the updated job description. We would like to update this district communication. We'd like this position to focus on updating the district communication plan and to identify this role as an active participation in all planning and responsibilities. We have added additional written job responsibilities to maximize our website accessibility features. One of the things that we've noticed with our new website, one of the reasons why we picked it is because it has additional accessibility features built into it. Those were text, not so much with graphics. So we need to be producing our making sure that we're adding text anytime that we're adding a video or a graphic. And there's also some video platforms that automatically translate, so we want to make sure that we're using those as well. We also identified the district website and especially the district-wide app as an area of focus for this position moving forward. Our goal is to provide our parents and community with frequent, effective, and consistent communication, and I look forward to your feedback. Do you want to take a few minutes? Yeah.
So, am I on? Yeah. In the new configuration, is this person going to be overseeing the website, or is that still going to be? Because I kind of feel like it needs to be, and I know Mike Lessert does a lot of the back of the house parts of it, but I feel like the communications person should be under them.
We had a leadership meeting last week, and we talked about what the needs are at the building levels and the district-wide levels. And they felt, I think the whole leadership team felt strongly that this person should be a point person for anything that we communicate out.
Agreed.
So that anything that's going on the website, that connects automatically and gets pushed out onto Facebook, that it, any social media. We're looking at the app as one of our social media platforms to a certain extent, and right now, it's not aligned at all to our website. We have some good information on our website, but the app should be something, I know the app is something a lot of families rely on, and right now it's not an effective mode of communication. So they would be the main content. They would also be reviewing pages to make sure that they're updated and to be working with Mike to see if there's any old information there that needs to be removed. Yes, and Chris Henry is also actively involved as well, so it would be a person that would have an active role in this, where Mike takes care of a lot of the back of house things, and we continue.
So there won't be like a person who is in charge of the website. It still will wind up being
Right now, it's still Mike, so
committee.
We wouldn't know, it would transition, but we don't know what that timeline would be.
Okay. And I understand that that's a huge undertaking, and, it's not the first time I've mentioned it, but I really would love to see the kids get more involved in developing content. And there's a lot of the stuff that Jill has been doing, in the classroom and in the schools stuff, that I feel like the TV Prod kids could be out there doing it. That's part of that coursework is to learn how to do that stuff. So obviously, TV Prod 1 kids aren't going to be skilled enough probably to do that, but as they move through those levels.
Right. Just to communicate it out to the community as well, I think one of the discussions would be how much of the role is to produce video. Like you said, we have other people that content,
Yeah.
and how much is focused on. It is a communications role, and I think that was what we were looking to shift a little bit more of that. A perfect example of that is that graduation is a tremendous project.
Huge project.
I talked to Ryan at WMCT-TV about this
Yeah.
and about the different roles. And he said, honestly, that we could live stream the graduation, and that's a standalone. A lot of districts do that. What Jill does is a lot of converting what is available in written to the people that are at the ceremony, so that the student's name is going across the stage at the same time as, so it's the timing, it's
Yeah.
making sure the spelling is correct. It's all of that piece. That's not something that WMCTV can do, right?
Right.
That's not their role. And that's a special software that we most likely are, that's our software, so it's something we could continue with.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Catherine?
Anything else?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
Thanks, guys. So a couple things. Thank you for the conversation about this position. I mean, I'd like to acknowledge and say, thank you to the years that Jill has been working and really expanded this position and kind of grown the position in different ways, for us. I think what she's helped us through from a pandemic standpoint and making sure that we were reaching out to the community with live streams and such, phenomenal. And working as a partner with WMCT-TV has been phenomenal. But I think to Michelle's point, I think it's really critical that we think from a futuristic standpoint, how to make sure that we are tying in with the high school and the TV Prod group to provide real live experience on making sure that we're covering different events where the students can get that experience. We have it right here in front of us. We have districts surrounding that are doing this currently, whether it be, Ashland or Hudson, where kids are learning how to take on those roles. And I think that this is a really great opportunity to make sure that we are then navigating that area where we can give that to the kids. I do think that it's imperative for us to find more consistency and collaboration between the website, the app, and the communications out through social media, because as we've all noticed, sometimes we are not having collective information available on our calendars. And I think it's driving all of us a little crazy, making sure that everyone's aware of everything. So I think we need to think about that as we are hiring and thinking about their roles and responsibilities.
I think it's important that we all recognize that we are not going to find another candidate that has the exact same skills as Jill has.
Yeah.
And so I think that opened the conversation, knowing that we were not going to be able to clone Jill.
Oh, right.
And so what potentially could we be looking for? To piggyback on what Catherine was just saying is that one of the discussions were just the simple act of how backpack mail is communicated across this district. Right now, it comes out, it gets approved, and it goes to the schools, and they're all sending them out in one way or the other through their app or through emails at the schools. but each principal is changing it and trying to make it sense at their building in what they're sending out. If we had a communication person that could take that one piece, color code it for each school, and send out the same message exactly the same way at each school, we think that it would eliminate some of the confusion and be a much more effective way to communicate. So those are the types of things that we have been talking about and looking forward to. And the other piece, just all of us at times have had to deal with crises that you're trying to lead and communicate at the same time. If we had someone whose main responsibility was to communicate out and allowed the leaders to deal with the crisis, then it would benefit the staff, the students, and the community, I think, much more effectively. So those are just a couple of examples of things that we had talked about, that we were looking for.
Ms. Matthews? Yeah.
And I guess I would just say, I don't need to add on to this, but when you guys can come back around relative to the policy side of our earlier conversation, I wanted to note that we are going to take another look around the policies, Mary, to make sure that everything is aligning towards the expectations around MCAS. So I just wanted to note that, guys.
Thank you. Ms. Matthews?
Going back to Mary's point, though, like one of the main reasons to change in the website was accessibility.
Yes.
And while I understand the legalities of that and the need to make sure that we are as accessible as possible, I think we need to step back a little bit and remember what our goals, like when we talked as a whole, like the most important thing to all of us was the calendar, right? You know, like if we can't get the calendar straight, then I don't care what else is on the website, you know what I mean? So it's things like that, like, let's make sure that we're doing the pieces, parts, and somebody is managing that part before we start saying, you know, are kids going to get involved? I mean, I'm all for getting the kids involved as much as possible and making sure that the content is out there showing all the great things. But if we don't have accurate information about events and when they're being held, we're never going to bring the community in to do it, so.
And I'll just say, I mean, just for clarification, the reason I brought that up, aside from the fact that I feel passionately about it, is that like one person can't do everything.
Right.
And I realize that. And so if the candidate that we choose is more of the communications, maybe PR functions that were listed in the thing, that bringing the kids on board would free up some of that other stuff that Jill was doing. Because I don't have the expectation that we're going to be able to find somebody that can do everything. So. And
I think that just to say it publicly, one of the things, like when we're talking about the app and the calendar, that is the most obvious issue that we have, because they have recently worked a lot to try to get everything on the district website, full, all buildings are pulling everything. I accidentally downloaded it all to my calendar the other day. It's, there's still a little tweaks because sometimes the building use have extra hours in it, so the times need to be checked on it, but events are on the calendar now. PTO meetings, Friday night movies, all of that. It's not on the app calendar. So the two platforms are not. It is actually an action that has to be taken, and if it is one of our social media platforms, then that would be the responsibility to making sure that they're doing both.
Yeah, because the website is the recipient of information. It's an active, as opposed to the app, or it can be pushed out, so it can be
And we have a lot on our Facebook page, but our news feed on our website is not very, like, there's some old stuff on it,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So that is the same thing. If this communication person is working on those things, like, that would be a priority area.
Right.
Great, thank you.
Anything
Can
else?
I have one more thing to add?
Sure.
Finally, I want to announce that I submitted my intent to retire to the school committee at the end of the 2024-2025 school year. I have shared with staff, probably more times than I'd like to admit, but that in the past, that I consider the day I walked into Kane School 22 years ago one of the luckiest days of my life, one of the happiest days of my life. So I just want to thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's not even today, we're doing.
Okay. Moving on. Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, Ms. O'Brien.
Thank you, Mayor Christian.
You're welcome.
So tonight, I would like to give additional updates on paraeducator and behavior tech staffing. So during the last school year, the district partnered with university instructors, Attempt to Hire agency, to recruit, onboard, and hire behavior technicians and paraeducators for the large number of vacancies that we had across the district. As you're aware, having these positions filled is critical for compliance and delivering required special ed services to students according to their IEPs. The student continued this partnership at the start of the school year and is in the process of closing the contract for their services. Through this partnership, combined with the behavior technician and the new behavior technician and paraeducator contracts that offer competitive hourly rates and benefits, I'm pleased to report to the committee that there are only 3 of 51 behavior tech positions vacant, with two of those being filled by university instructor staff who are anticipated to transition to MPS employees. There are 5 special ed paraeducator vacancies and 1 job coach vacancy, with 3 of those filled by university instructor staff who are anticipated to transition to MPS employees. I believe that this may be the fewest number of special ed adult support vacancies we've had across the district since even pre-COVID years, and has significantly improved the delivery of special education services. For FY26, the behavior tech positions transition to a 214-day work year that includes the summer program. According to language in their contract, any behavior technician hired prior to June 1st of 2024 could opt out of the 214-day work year if they notified the district by January 2nd, 2025. Any behavior technician hired after June 1st of 2025 is required to work 214 days beginning in July of 2025. They do not have the option to opt out. Of the 34 behavior technicians that this applied to as far as being hired before June 1st, 15 employees opted out of the 214-day work year. The 29 remaining behavior technicians, in addition to the 17 position with hire dates after June 1st, puts the district in a great position for summer staffing for our substantially separate programs. In addition to having 36 confirmed support staff months ahead of the summer program, a significant amount of time is saved in not having to process summer applications for these positions, which overall was our goal when we were having this conversation during contract negotiations. Additionally, parent educators can opt in to a 214-day work year that also begins in July, so that those who wanted the stability of a year-round work that includes the summer can commit to that without having the need to apply for those positions every summer. Currently, 15 paraeducators have indicated that they would like to opt in and have committed to a 214-day work year. There's no deadline for language in the paraeducator contract to opt in to a longer work year, so there may be additional staff who elect this option throughout the upcoming months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Matthews.
I think substantive.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you, while they're discussing it. Thank you, Mrs. O'Brien. Question for you, just as if you know it offhand. So you've got 15 paraeducators that have already said that they want to work the summer stuff. do we roughly know how many we need?
Roughly, we were anticipating like up to 50.
Okay.
And of those who'd opted in, there was a few of them who were EL paras, which we would probably expect that they would probably support the EL summer program.
Right.
And the remaining, I think about 10 of them will probably go towards supporting the special education summer program, since that's the vast majority of paraeducator positions that are needed for the summer. And then additionally, we have paraeducators who support Title I. We'll definitely need to post for paraeducators for special ed and Title I to get additional, but at least 15, that's 15 staff that we don't have to have apply and put forward to HR.
Well, and I was also going to say, does it allow you to post it earlier, too?
Yes, I was just talking with Superintendent Murphy about tomorrow. We're going to discuss postings for the summer and try to get those in out in February to start doing that process.
Great, terrific. No, I'm glad to hear negotiations worked.
Yes. we are too. And overall, I think for the paraeducator labor management meetings, I have gone very positively. There's been very few issues or concerns that they've brought up. I think it seems like the morale of the paraeducators that are working in the district has greatly improved, and behavior technicians also have not heard any concerns expressed by that group as well.
That's terrific. And it looks like you're pretty well set with the BTs, too, already.
So I talked with John Fletcher, our Director of Special Education Services, to find out how many behavior tech positions we ended up filling for last summer, and he said we had 24, and that did not include some behavior techs who ended up in teaching positions, and 24 given the amount, like during any week, there'd be a number of special ed students who would be on summer vacations. 24 we were in a really good position last year, so
You've got
we don't
36 already.
expect that we would have to post and try to find any additional behavior techs for the summer.
Great, terrific.
Yeah, we're
What
so,
a relief, huh?
Oh, my God.
Oh,
that
my
saves
God.
so much time.
Time and money, having to hire,
Train.
through agencies. So this university instructors was a good find.
Yes, it was. So we had taken unspent salary, from vacant positions last year, which obviously there was a number of them. And then for this year, the contract was significantly less than last year. This year, we just contracted for 10 positions. And even with those 10 positions, we were able to go and hire on our own to not have them hunt for and recruit for 10. So these, I think total is at 5. I think it was 5 that once those are in process and are hired, like we're not moving forward with any additional.
That's great.
That's great.
Any further questions? Yes, Ms. Ryan.
I think it's great that we have so many filled positions, but I just want to know, and I think there's just a small typo with the dates. Because you said any behavior tech hired prior to June 1st, 2024.
2024, yes.
Should be 2024.
But then the second line is any behavior tech hired after June 1st, 2025, but I think you mean June 1st, 2024.
I did, thank you,
Okay.
yes, those are
And
typos.
it's again-
For going forward in the minutes and
Yep.
stuff. So that's correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Acceptance of minutes.
Motion to approve the December 10th.
Motion on the table and second to approve minutes from December 10th. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the minutes for December 10th? Yes.
Just a quick one. It might have been my fault. Did I fail to mention the name of the member who passed away when
I don't remember, but I can add it. I did not know it, so
Okay.
I can,
I will give that to you.
okay. I will
It could have been
add.
me because I was home and I might have forgot to mention that part. Okay.
Okay, so motion to amend the minutes
Yeah. Motion to approve the amended minutes.
and seconded. Any other questions, comments concerns regarding the December 10th? So we're approving to approve the amended minutes. Seeing none, we'll need a roll call vote. We'll start with Ms. Hennessy.
Yes.
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 Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Okay, public comment. We are here for public comment going once. Seeing none. Public comment going twice. Seeing none. And lastly, is there any public comment regarding the agenda for tonight? Seeing none. Okay, moving on. Action items and reports. Marlborough High School Student Council Annual Conference.
Green light's on, right?
Yep.
Green light is
Okay,
on.
good. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Klein, one of the advisors of Marlborough High School's Student Council. I'm here requesting permission for attendance and participation in the Massachusetts Association of Student Councils, not school committees, annual spring conference, which is a 3-day, 2-night conference held at the Emerald Resort and Conference Center in Hyannis this March. At this conference, student council members and advisors are engaged with nationally recognized speakers, workshops, awards, music, and dancing. This is a rewarding opportunity for leadership development of our most active student council members. Attendees are trained in leadership through cutting-edge small and large group workshops with national presenters and student hosts, which allow all the delegates an opportunity to share ideas and learn new skills. This is also a great opportunity to network with like-minded students from across Massachusetts. At the close of the event, there is a formal awards recognition banquet that recognizes student achievement and council excellence. In the past, Student Council has worked very hard to fundraise to supplement the cost of this conference, but required students to pay the balance. With recent confirmation from Dr. Riley, MHS is able to sponsor 7 students with chaperones and transportation. Student Council fundraising will allow an additional applicant to make our total attendees 8 students and 2 advisors. We are so excited to provide this valuable opportunity at no cost to the attendees. As you may recall, last year, I stood before you to request that a single participant have the opportunity to attend. And I want to close with a message of appreciation for supporting these efforts to build young leaders. Taylor Cronus, who you well know, you know well from her role as Student Advisory Committee, brought home so much enthusiasm from her experience that our applicant pool grew substantially upon our upcoming attendance will reflect pre-pandemic numbers, and I am certain that it will continue to rise. Thank you so much for supporting our leaner years as we look forward to years with increased interest in leadership opportunities.
Excellent. Thank you. Questions or comments?
Just a comment, that was the first thing that stood out to me. It was like, and Jane, you, I think, have more kids going this year too. Like,
We're gonna find
the
out.
numbers of kids participating in these activities had gone down, and now it looks like it's bouncing back, which is great.
Across the board.
Great, great, great.
So
All
a
right.
motion to approve the trip.
Motion to approve and second is on the table. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing.
Hennessy.
Yes, Ms. Hennessy.
My only comment was I'm just really thrilled that more people are interested in trying to go. I think it's been really great in the past, and thank you so much for Taylor and for Mary Ellen for all you guys have done on trying to encourage people to get involved. So thank you.
Ms. Hennessy, kick off the roll call, please.
Sorry, yes.
Thank you. That's right.
Yes.
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 It is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on. Marlborough High School Business Professionals of America State Leadership Conference.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Jane Haley, business teacher at the high school. And I'm here because I would like to take 9 students and another chaperone besides myself to 4 Points by Sheridan in Norwood, Mass, March 8th and March 9th. And it's a 1 overnight stay. We do have 42 members now in BPA, which is huge.
Wow.
I've had as many as 75 in the heyday, but there's 42 members that are actively doing community service projects and fundraising. It's expensive. Things just keep going up. So there's only 9 students, but it is more than last year, like you said, and the year before. So we are trending upward, which is a great thing. So the conference actually begins in school, after school, the week before it, where I proctor tests for students. And then we have all-day judged events on the Saturday. There's lunch and dinner provided, and a dance. The next day, there's callbacks and award ceremony. And that's it. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Questions?
So this may happen every year, and I just for some reason, never noticed it before, but within the activities, they have a college and career fair. Do they always have that?
No.
No.
Not always. You're correct.
Yeah.
They don't always
I mean,
have a college and career
that
fair.
seems great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a nice addition to get them continued, excitement moving forward.
It's nice that it's college and career because there are VOTECs as well participating in this, so it's everything, so.
Well, not even VOTEX.
No,
I
I know,
mean,
but
some
just
of
the
these
options,
business
yeah.
kids might just start, be entrepreneurial and want to start a business, or maybe they have a family business and they're getting more, I think it's great.
Well, definitely all the judged events that they do, they become polished. They're excellent presenters.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So a motion to approve the BPA trip for March 8th and 9th.
Motion on the table and seconded. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. Mr. Caruso? Roll
Yes.
call.
Yes.
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 Yes, and thank you so much, Ms. Haley.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to Hillside School request. Alrighty. Yeah, if you want to take the lead.
I think the chair and vice chair received a request from Hillside School for the school committee to provide a letter that states that they're asking for that they have permission and authorized to operate in Marlborough. We have reviewed this. Hillside has been in operation longer than any records that seem to exist. We do not think that the approval process for private schools was in place when they opened.
Correct.
Correct.
So my big question with this was whether or not they're automatically grandfathered in, or when something like this comes up, do we have to actually go through the approval process? And I haven't found anything in Mass General Law that talks about it.
And from our perspective, they've been recognized by the state of Massachusetts as an operating private
Yeah.
school in the city of Marlborough for a
100,
very
yeah.
long time, because annually we contact and reach out to them to ask if there's anything that they need to want to collaborate with us.
Yeah.
So I think by all criteria, we are able to write that letter if the school committee authorizes
Right.
my office to do it.
Right.
Agreed.
So just for background, I asked to put this on the agenda just to streamline things, to put, again, policies and procedures in place. It needs to be done. Hopefully there's no objection. I don't think that there would be. That's your vote. It's your decision. But again, it's just that final stamp of approval, just so we have it in our documentation. That's all. So, having said that,
Did we actually say what the request was?
No.
For the public?
No.
So just for the public, the Hillside School is looking to grant I-20 visas to international students to bring them here to be students at their school. And part of their process with the government in order to set that in motion is they have to have a letter stating that they're a bona fide legal school. There is a process when a new private school wants to come online in a city or in a town, that the school committee has to accept that school as a legitimate school. But these guys have been around so long that it was before that ruling, was in place. So that's where we are. So they're just asking for a letter of support so that they can authorize these grant these I-20 visas.
Questions, comments, concerns? Nope, need a motion.
Move to approve.
Move to approve and second. Again, questions, comments, concerns regarding the motion? Seeing none, roll call. Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
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 It is official. Hillside School is now an official school based upon the school committee.
So who's writing the letter? Your office is going to write the letter?
Yes, we will write it and we will forward it to, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
excellent. Thank you. Alrighty, moving on to acceptance of donations and gifts. We have O'Connor Portraiture for Early Childhood Center for $641.29 and Goodnow Brothers for $2,100.66. We also are donating to Jarrick Elementary for $1,351.34 and Richer Elementary for $1,354.65.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing O'Connor Portraiture. Seeing none. Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
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 Okay. Thank you. Motion carries. Moving on to Hannaford Supermarket, MHS for $362.04. Rich Elementary for $386.04.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none. Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
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 Motion carries. Thank you very much. Global Companies, MHS, $1,730.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Motion carries. Ohio Pile Prints for MHS for $58.13 and $88.61.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
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 Motion carries. Thank you very much. Boston Scientific for the whole district, $2,700.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
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 Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on, Marlboro Rotary Club for the district for $2,600. Miss Ryan.
Approve.
Thank you. Motion to approve and seconded. Miss Ryan.
Yes.
Yes. I'm mixing it up.
Yes.
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 Miss Hennessy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Open Sci, motion carries. So we're moving on to Open Sci Ed District for $500.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. Mr. Caruso.
Yes.
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 Motion carries. Last one, box tops for education, Keene Elementary School, $60.20.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, who am I going to pick?
Me. Yes.
Miss Matthews.
Yes.
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 Not that you need me, but yes.
We do. We always need you. And I vote yes. So my motion carries. That was fun. Thank you for humoring me. Alrighty, moving on. Reports of school committee subcommittees.
Pick me, pick me.
Jeez.
All right, you can go. You can have her go first.
Doesn't matter to me.
Let her go.
Miss Hennessy, you're up. Policy.
Thank you. So I just wanted to let everyone know that we have a policy subcommittee meeting that is going to be posted, if it has not already, for the 21st. We have a number of different policies that we were reviewing around visitors in school or community volunteers. the social media policy. We have some discussions that we need to have around extended field trip, graduation requirements, which obviously we touched upon earlier tonight, and animals in schools, as well as potentially the wellness policy. So we have a lot on deck, and we'll just see what we're able to complete within that time frame, and otherwise we'll schedule another meeting. But thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Ryan?
Just to give an update on our potential new school building. As you know, or since our last meeting, the bid for the designer has gone out, and they did do a walkthrough right after the new year. I think it was the 1st or the 2nd. They did the walkthrough through Richer as well as Kane. They're looking at Kane. I'm looking at Richer, but also possibly a renovation to Kane to kind of put it all into one umbrella so that we don't keep going back for projects. So part of the design project will be to look at that in terms of enrollment numbers and all of that. Timeline, just kind of give you a brief timeline, like the designer will be approved late February, and then we would have some sort of a preliminary design plan in June. But then it wouldn't be, during the whole feasibility study, we wouldn't go to City Council till probably September of 2026. So it's a long road ahead of us. And then potential, if everything stays on track, would be the new school wouldn't open till August of 2029. Which sounds so far away, but if you think about, we started the Good Now project was like a 6-year project, and believe it or not, that was been over 11 years ago now. So time does go fast. So I don't know if anybody has any specific questions, but that's just to kind of give you a brief update about where we are at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from subcommittee? Yes.
Negotiations, we do have 2 more contracts that have asked for opening. Cafeteria and custodian. So those will begin February, March. And I'm not going to shed any tears now because we already shed those earlier. But with the pending retirement of our superintendent, we will be having a meeting next week that will get posted tomorrow, but we can announce it today that we will be having a meeting next Wednesday night to discuss the superintendent search. And we invite the public to come and give us their wants and needs and feedback. It's a process that we have to begin, unfortunately. And that'll be next Wednesday night. Yeah, that's it.
I think that's everything that sums up, correct? Okay,
Under subcommittees, yeah.
got it. Members forum. Warrant?
Can I,
Sure.
can I just say from a members forum standpoint, the SWAC committee did meet, which is the,
Student
how about
wellness.
the wellness committee, let's leave it at that.
Get
We did have a
resurrected?
meeting earlier today that I was a part of, and I'm really excited that we are kind of getting back on track on having some of the discussions to make sure we are doing all we can on behalf of the health and wellness of our students as well as our staff. So just a little update on that.
Okay, thank you. Anything else for members forum?
Just briefly, since this is our first meeting of the new year, I just wanted to congratulate our Marlboro High students who marched in the Rose Parade in Pasadena.
Yes.
I mean, these students marched in a 5.5-mile parade and a total of 7 miles by the time they finished and started, and they'd only practiced together for about 4 or 5 times. They were very independent, and they had to learn all that music, and it just was really cool to see. And then I also wanted to plug the music department is don't forget to buy your popcorn this week. It's only a 4-day fundraiser. And the links are on the website, or you can contact me. I'll give you my link. Buy popcorn. Thank you.
Okay. Warrant? No warrant? No warrant?
Yeah. I reviewed and signed the warrant, sorry.
Thank you.
It seems so long ago already.
Anything else from members' forum? Okay, we know the drill.
To adjourn.
And seconding, questions, comments, concerns about adjourning? Seeing none, roll call votes. Ms. Michelle, would you like to take the lead?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan? Yes. Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
Mr. Caruso?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, we are adjourned at 8:20. Thank you, everyone.